Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another episode of the monthly menu, and today we are looking at games from the month of August, though as always we're talking really August 15 to September 15, roughly around there, give or take a day or two. And so, jumping right in with picks I had for this month. And how did I do? Did I get them all played? First off, we have the list, and unfortunately, no, we did not get the last one off the list. It still awaits us to play, and I'm not going to take full blame for this because I wound up catching COVID, and that just kind of knocked me out of a lot of things that I was able to do. And then even when I recovered, I was so far behind in so many things, it just didn't happen. But we shall see, maybe next month. Next one is Oathsworn. Nope, did not, because I just got the box on Friday. It finally has arrived. I've gone through, I've organized it a bit. I'm starting to prime some of the minis. I picked the characters I'm going to start with, so I'm getting started, but hasn't happened. Definitely did not get to Oathsworn, though I'm super excited to finally start. The next one on the list was the Too Many Bones pop-up book adventure, The Automaton of Shale. And yes, I did get to play that. Improv Dan came down, we played through the entire thing, had a good time. I've actually already recorded my review of it, which may or may not be up now. If it's not up now, it will be up soon. And that is this gorgeous pop-up book, and it's its own story, and you're actually playing through the story. Each page of the pop-up book not only has all these stuff popping up all over the place, but it has cards and chips and stuff that go with it. You actually get to do these fights and kind of play through the game. Really had a good time with that. The next one was Guildmaster, and yes, I did get it back to the table. I thought I was going to get it back to the table going to a local con, but I wound up not being able to go to the local con because of COVID. But I did manage to play a couple of games digitally with some people, which was, as always, really fun. I finally went back to it, and I typed up all the rules for my solo bot that you can add to the game. Those are now actually published. I'll put a link to those down in the description if you want to kind of check that out. You have to make a few cards, but I've even made some quasi okay looking stand-in cards that you can get. And so really, again, enjoying that. I tried the solo mode again. It seems to work. You know, we'll see what people think. So check it out, give me some feedback. And the last one on the list was Vast Mysterious Manor. And that was a gimme, I said, because I was going to a con and I even already scheduled a game of Mysterious Manor. Well, got COVID, didn't play, didn't happen. No clue when I'm going to get a chance to play that again, but hopefully sometime soon I'll get a chance to play. Now, moving into the games that I played most this past month, and coming in at number 5. Number 5 is Harrow County. This is the new one from Off the Page Game. Their previous title was The Wildly Successful Mind Management, and this is a game that is an area control style game, but the more chapters you play through, the more stuff you start adding to the game as you're playing through this Harrow County graphic novel story. I guess you're not playing the story, but you're set in that world, those characters. And it's mostly an area control style game, and depending on which faction you're playing, you play the game differently. There's actually 4 factions that will come in the game, though I've only gotten to play with 2 of them. And those play differently. One of the core factions is more of a tableau builder, where another one is kind of more of a bag builder. And the other 2 factions play differently as well. And then within that, you have these different leaders that you have, and each of the leaders is also pretty asymmetric with their powers and how they work and how they operate. So a lot of stuff going on. But at the core, this is an area control game, and you're dealing with your combat based on a cube tower. And the fun gimmick of this thing is the cube tower is actually in the box. So you just put the box on the side of the board, you drop the cubes on the top of the box, they spit out this tree, which I gather is very important to the story of Harrow County. Playthrough. I didn't get to play through all the chapters because I have to play with the same people over and over again, but I did get a good feel of it, and I actually will have a video coming out towards the beginning of October on that. But I certainly enjoyed that. So that's my number 5, Harrow County. Number 4 is the previously mentioned Guildmaster. I played a couple times online, and I also played a few times solo as I was putting the solo bot kind of back together. And as I just said, wonderful game. It was my game of the year 2 years ago. One of my 2 games of the year 2 years ago. Just you're kind of running a guild, you're building your guild up so it's more powerful, you're hiring adventurers, and you're going off and you're adventuring. Sometimes you're fighting with other adventurers, and it's got a lot of Euro good crunch to it, along with some good dice chucking and beautiful art. So Guildmaster, just a really good game. I highly recommend you check it out. And again, solo bot down in the description. Now my number 3, my number 2, and number 1 show that I had a good time playing games. I did what I called my COVID convalescence, and that's where the number 2 and number 1, where I got those plays in. But my number 3, I just kind of sat down and I just powered through the rest of the story because I just hadn't gotten back to it. I played halfway through the game of Role Player Adventures back when I got it, which was late November, early December last year. And I really enjoyed it. And I played one more game maybe in March or something like that. And it's just such a fun story. It's kind of choose your own adventure. And when you have to do a test of some kind or a combat, you're rolling a bunch of dice and you roll the dice and you're trying to match the color of the die to the bad guy's slots. They're kind of called their health slots or whatever. But if you get the right number, the right color, you put it on there and you will either prevent yourself from taking damage, or you'll get coins, or get experience, or whatever it is, and you're kind of building yourself up and getting more and more cards that you're using, because each of these cards you're using, that's how you change the numbers or the colors of the dice that you've already rolled. And it's really fun. It is really fun. I had a great time. As I said, I played through the entire rest of the story. I've completed it. I finished. It is over. And it's a very fun game. It really is. I actually made my own characters in Role Player and then brought them in to actually use them in this. And like I said, I had a fantastic time doing it. The game's easy. It's definitely an easy game. I mean, I could have turned on Legendary mode, but I'd kind of already started. So by the time I was getting to the end, it wasn't much of a challenge anymore, but it was certainly good for kind of the brain. It was still puzzling things out and figuring stuff out. I was not really worried about losing by the end. But again, I really had a good time with it, and I'm pretty sure they have a new campaign coming soon. And my number 2 most played was Midara, and this is from the COVID convalescence that I did, and I played through a whole bunch of it. I've talked about Midara a lot. I'm not going to dive into it again, but really enjoy Midara. Had a great time with it, and glad I got to play more of it. And then the number 1, which is also not a surprise, coming from, if you watch my COVID Con video, is Familiar Tales. As I said, I played through an entire 2 chapters of the first era, and I'm really excited to kind of dive into more. I'm actually going to be out of town for about 4 days. I'm actually leaving later today. I'm going to take it with me, so I'm hoping to kind of power through the rest of, or at least a good chunk of Era 2. So really, really have been enjoying that game. And it's just wonderful and a lot of fun. Now, moving into next month's picks. Number 5, hopefully this is the last time for the current iteration of the list. We have 1 game left, and that is Rare Roses. It's been sitting here for me to review, and I've had it far longer than I should. I just haven't been able to get it to the table, and I'm finally going to do it. I hope. Number 4, Oathsworn. Obviously, that one seems like a gimme. I'm even going to go on Barrett from Meet Me at the Table. He has a painting stream. I'm going to kind of go on the paint stream with him and paint some of my miniatures as I go through. I have this new technique that I saw on YouTube where I've already set them all up. I'm going to try this new painting technique, and they're either going to look great or terrible, but whatever, it'll be fun. Number 3, back on the list for the first time after a few months, is Vindication. I'm really hoping to actually play that this time. We'll see if it actually happens. I'm doubtful because the last 3 times I put it on the list, it just didn't happen. Number 2 is one that I just tried for the first time last night, and that is Khôra, Rise of an Empire. And this one made a decent splash maybe 7-8 months ago. And it's kind of this civilization, empire building game, but really it's a Euro game, and it's about managing your resources and moving up tracks. It's just the core board looks almost like a spreadsheet, just a bunch of tracks on it. And you're rolling dice and using those dice to pick different actions that you have access to, and there you go. And you're playing through, and each player is a different faction that has a different ability to upgrade their faction and different starting stuff. So a little bit of asymmetricness built right into it. But first game, I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping to get a few more games to the table in the coming month. And the last one is inspired by me playing Guildmaster again lately, and that is Court of Miracles. And as you know, this was the game that tied with Guildmaster as my game of the year 2 years ago. Again, I love it. It's just this knife fight in a phone booth, area control style game. It's very fast, very quick. And like with Guildmaster, I actually made a solo bot, so you can actually play it solo against 1 or more bots, or add 1 or more bots into a small player count game, because this is one that I think you really need at least 3 players to really make this game pop the most. So, and Just like with Guildmaster, I'll put a link to that down in the description if you want to check out that bot as well. So there you have it, folks. That is the monthly menu for August, and this might be the month, maybe, that I get all 5 of my picks played. We shall see. I don't know, but I am hopeful. So, as always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.